Hey everybody, in today's video we're going to be taking a look at my latest purchase. This is the Garmin Forerunner 5.5. Purchased this from Sam's Club for $129. Now this is an older model Garmin. I think it came out in 2022, but I like doing these unboxings in case there's anybody out there thinking about buying the item. Want to get an idea of what does it look like when it comes in and what does it come with. And then we'll power it on, I'll get it charged up, we'll take a look at some of the functionality or at least the basic navigation on it. Comes with a USB charging cord. I've had several different Garmin's. This is pretty standard for the older Garmin watches. Basically, not a whole lot to it. You get an instruction manual in the box, you get a charging cord, and then you get the watch itself with the strap. From Sam's, comes with plastic on it. Quick release strap, which is nice. Really light. 42 millimeter watch, 20 millimeter strap. I like this model because it's pretty small. I've got small wrists. 42 millimeters is about right for me. Some of the bigger ones at 51 millimeters are just way too big. So that's a quick look at it. I'm gonna get it charged up. We'll look at some of the functions of it. All right, so if you've watched my videos in the past, you've seen a lot of the same things I'm getting ready to show you here. The Garmin watches all tend to work kind of the same. What you find is when you get into the more expensive models, they're just going to have more features and more options available. This is a great one if you're just looking to get, maybe you've never had a Garmin, you want to get introduced to it. You're not looking to do everything like the altimeter, barometer, all of the different crazy exercises like rucking or something like that. You just want to do some step tracking, some heart rate monitoring, stress monitoring. This is a good model for you. You've got 3 buttons on the left-hand side. You've got 2 buttons on the right-hand side, and they kind of all do some different things. This middle button, when you press and hold it, that's going to be what takes you to your menu. I'm not going to show you everything, just some of the basics. So when you get into the menu, you can do things like change your watch face. What's great with this watch, especially at such a low price point, is you can actually connect it to the Garmin Connect IQ app, which is Garmin's app store, and you can download additional watch faces. There's some more expensive watches out there by Garmin that don't even do that. You can get to things like your alarm clock. The nice thing is most of the settings you can do on the watch as well as on your cell phone using the Garmin Connect app. But this is how you can get in and you can adjust some of your settings. When you go into any of these, so for example, let's go into activity tracking. If you want to choose something, you're going to use this top right button. This top right button is going to act as your start and stop button when you're doing an exercise. It'll also act as your select button to select a given value that you're on. And then now I'm under this menu, activity tracking. I can use the down or up buttons to cycle through. This is not a touchscreen watch, so you're going to be using the buttons for everything. A nice feature that Garmin has is Move IQ. This watch does have it. What that is if I go out and I take off walking, the watch will automatically recognize that and start the walking activity for me. I don't have to do anything. So there's some things like that that are pretty cool. Nice thing with this one is it is an older model, so if you wanted to turn off activity tracking, maybe you don't want it tracking your steps, you could do that. So this bottom right button is going to be your back button. It's basically going to help you cycle through and get back to your previous screens. There's some other things you can do. One of the more disappointing things is you can't adjust your control menu. If I press and hold this top left button, it kind of takes me to some quick access things like do not disturb, find my phone feature, your timers. Your more expensive models, you can actually customize this. On this model, unfortunately, you cannot do it. But this is how you can get to some of your basic settings that you would be going to. I'm going to go ahead and press the back button. If you wanted to start an exercise while you're on your main screen, you can press the start and stop button, and it'll take you into your different exercises. There are not a lot of exercise options on this watch, but I can press the down button and I can go through and see the ones that are available. And they've got some. I think they've got most of your basic ones. I'm a tennis player. I was a little disappointed that they don't have something as basic as tennis. The nice thing though is you do have an option for other, and you can always just use the other option and then go into Garmin Connect and label it whatever it was. I did want to show you, let's change the watch face real quick. They do have some different options for you, and again, you can go download additional ones if you don't like any of these. And then you can customize them, so when I'm on that watch face, I can press the top right button And I can go down to data and I can change what's being shown. So you'll notice before it was my battery level. Let's do sunrise and sunset instead. Press the top right button. Now it's showing my steps down there. Well, I could go through and change that to my battery level or something else. Press the top right button. Each watch face will have a different set of data values that you can choose, or you can turn them off. So that's kind of cool. You can also change the accent color. This is a color screen watch. You don't want colors, you can set it to all white. Very similar to other Garmin watches. If you're on your main screen, you use the up or down button to cycle through what are called widgets. And widgets are basically different things that you want to look at on your watch. So you'll notice that when I go down, it shows steps. Now my steps are disabled because I just turned off activity tracking. My heart rate. If I had been wearing the watch, we would see my heart rate, and then you can see the different zones that you've been in throughout the day. Your body battery, my heart rate zones, notifications, your weather, any one of these. I'll press this top right button. I could go in and see some more information. What's cool with this one is it actually shows where is it getting this information from. Is it getting it from your cell phone? And if it is getting it from your cell phone, what weather station is it using? Looks like mine's using Hooks Memorial Airport to get that information. And then again, you can always use the up or down button to go through and see additional information. Bottom right's going to be your back button. Now, menstrual tracking. I don't care about that when you get to the bottom. This you can actually customize. So you'll notice when I go down here, I can edit and say, well, I don't really care about menstrual tracking, so I could delete that. It won't delete it off of the watch, but it'll delete it so I don't see it and have to navigate through it when I'm not using that feature. So I hope that just gives you a basic idea of what it's like. I did want to mention that you can have sound on when you're pressing buttons or getting alerts. You can have a sound notification. It also has vibration if you're not into sound, but you want to feel it on your wrist. You have that as well. That's a quick look at the Garmin Forerunner 5.5. As always, thanks for watching. Have a good day.